one of my first written songs called Cool Breeze. It's a big town boy living in a small town city. While the world passed me by, not a single word of pity. Well, I live my life according to the plans that others made. It's time for me to break away before my time begins to fade. I wanna catch a cool breeze and float away from here. Wanna catch a cool breeze and float away sometimes. My name is Keith Sanders, and I've been here just a little over a year. I moved here last year in the end of October, early November.
Cool. How long have you been playing music for?
Man, I've been playing music since I was 4. To be honest, I picked up a trumpet. My dad had a bunch of music instruments laying around the house because he himself is a accomplished musician. But there's a trumpet sitting around, and I picked it up, and he taught me how to play it. And then he's like, man, you actually can do this. So I learned my first scale at about the age of 4. And then the rest is history.
When did you pick up guitar?
I didn't pick up guitar until I think I was 21. And I needed something. I had started singing, and I needed an instrument to play along with. And I tried the piano. And I was like, nah, it'd take too much time. So I picked up the guitar, and I was like, oh, this is muscle memory. So at first, I just learned chords, and then it kind of got more interesting. So then I kind of got to the theory behind it, and that picked up over the years. But yeah, so I was about 21, I guess. My buddy Casey Roberts was in a band, and I saw him playing guitar. I was like, yeah, and I was always hanging out with him. So he let me borrow one of his guitars and taught me a couple chords. And then I was pretty much locked in a room for the next 6 months learning how to play it. I was like, I gotta do this fast. So I'm kind of an idiot savant sometimes. And the guitar it happened really quick. But of course, like every musician, I hit a wall around year 6 where I didn't actually advance. I was just playing the same thing over and over. But yeah, I have to say Casey Roberts was one of my first people. And my buddy Robert, he was a guitar teacher, so he helped me out. We'd be in the back. We worked at a pizza place, and he was a dishwasher there. And we'd go back in the back, and he would like show me different scales and stuff like that. And I always come back asking him questions. I almost got fired because I was sitting back there for like 30 minutes, and they were like, man, nobody's on the floor. And I was like, oh, my bad. But yeah, those are the early like people that pushed me to play. They're like, you're pretty good. Like, you should like actually do this and not just fuck around with it.
Do you feel that it came natural to you since you started playing trumpet at such a young age?
I don't think it came naturally as much as it helped having a musical background. It's like I understood things a lot faster than most people. And but yeah, I still had my difficulties. It was rough there for a minute. Cause I started playing a little bit of everything, man. Some of the guys I was dealing with like were in jam bands, and then they were in southern rock bands. So like I was hanging around them. So those are some of the songs that I learned first, and then I got into soul, like cause my voice matched it a little bit better. And I played blues, like certain blues songs and stuff like that. But I never stuck just to one genre. I don't play too much country, but yeah, I try to make my genre mixed, so I don't want to get like pigeonholed into one thing.
I know earlier we were talking about your cover of Cortez the Killer. Is there a classic rock influence on the music that you're playing today?
Ooh. Classic rock influence. Yeah, kinda. And Warren Haynes is pretty like he's up there as far as like guitar players in my book. But yeah, man, definitely. Prince is one of those all time like, favorite pushers, and of course Jimi Hendrix and Eric Clapton and all those guys. I mean, everybody wanted to play like them, so like you start listening to them and trying to study and emulate them. And but yeah, like I listened to a lot of that stuff. So yeah, all of it kind of influenced me, to be honest.
Take us back to your first ever solo performance. How did it go?
Oh God, my first ever solo performance was it's kind of a wreck, but not really. Uh, Luckily, I had a friend there with me, like to help me out a little bit, because I think I had learned some cover songs, and this was like 6 months into learning to play the guitar, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm ready. I was not ready. I could like nobody told me how bad it would be trying to like play guitar and sing at the same time. So I was looking down at the guitar instead of like putting my face up towards the mic so nobody could hear me. Like, what is this guy doing, man? Like if I look back on it, if I was out in the crowd as a musician I am now, I'd be like, man, this boy need to get off stage now. Uh, Luckily I had a decent voice, so nobody really seemed to mind. But yeah, it took me a while to like get used to being on stage. Plus, I was super nervous. And I think I actually threw up before that gig because I was nervous.
Do you feel that nervousness come back at all when you play today, or do you feel like it's a like learning experience that you go through as a musician?
I definitely feel that nervousness. So a wise man once told me that the moment you stop feeling nervous right before you touch the stage, he's like, music ain't for you. He's like, quit or just do it for fun. Like, it's not for you. So like, I don't care what I'm playing or where I'm playing. Like I still have those little butterflies right before that downbeat, but after that first note, it's just pure euphoria. I think about a lot of things when I'm when I'm playing. Sometimes like your mind will like wander to like, like did I turn the stove off? Did I lock the door? Is my dog gonna be all right? Like it's just little random things that just pop in your head, and sometimes you'll start thinking about like what are you playing next? Like where is this solo going, man? What am I doing? And like whatever, man. Just fill it out. See what happens. Uh, yeah, man. My mind wandered all over the place. My head's in the sky when I'm playing music. Most of the time, like you get to that point where like solos are they're kind of muscle memory. It's like your brain's telling you what notes to sound good where, and kind of just string them along until it works out.
Right.
Luckily, like a lot of people put theory into like their solos and stuff like that, and it kind of comes out choppy and robotic because they're like processing too much. And a lot of people like that do it are really good at their job though, so they've learned how to push that theory behind it a lot better. Me, I just whatever happens happens. I just start playing. One of my favorite songs, my favorite guilty pleasures is Jealous by Nick Jonas. And I play it all the time when I'm out. And I love that song. I don't know why. That's my strictly guilty pleasure, man. I like to
I gotta check it out now.
but Nick Jonas was like the only one of the brothers that was like extremely talented. Like Joe Jonas, whatever, he could sing. And the other one, I don't even know his name. But he played the guitar kind of well. Excuse me. But Nick, man, he survived that whole that Jonas brother experience.
He came out on top.
Yeah.
Shit.
Craziest thing I've seen on 6th Street? I don't know. I saw a homeless man stand in the middle of the road and scream, "I'm a truck." That was kind of wild. Like people were honking at him. He was like, "Yeah, I stalled out my truck." I was like, "All right, this guy's clearly lost it." Yeah, not too much crazy stuff, but yeah, that was pretty funny. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, so I wrote this song called "Great Wind," and it's about this girl that was just out there in the middle of the dance floor by herself dancing. And I was like, I don't know why I was so captivated by it, but I was like, man, this girl looks so beautiful out here dancing. Might have been because I was drunk, but yeah, she just looked amazing out there. And I was like, I'm gonna write a song about this girl. I don't know who she was. I talked to her for like 10 minutes, never got a name, nothing. Just some random girl out there dancing. So the next day, I sat down, wrote a song about it so I could remember it. Acoustic, I I can't remember the brand name of it. Ovation, yeah, the little bubble ones. I had that one for a minute. My buddy Casey let me borrow that one, so I was playing it, and then my first purchase of a guitar, it was an acoustic. I had a Takamine G series, and it was like Smurf blue, and I loved that guitar, man. I played it till the wheels fell off. Like 6 years, it rode me out, but yeah, I love that little blue guitar. And electric, I had a Mexican Strat, 95 Mexican Strat, that was kind of like off white, and somebody stole it, still looking for you, finds you or something. The only advice I would have for the younger generation trying to come up is listen to people that have been there. They know what they're talking about. Like, you don't know all the answers, I promise you. So, like, I had a hard time because my dad was my influence for a long time, and we butted heads, man. But he had his doctorate in music, and I was stupid enough not to listen to him. And I'd always go the backwards way of learning it, and then I'd have to come back and be like, I'm sorry, Pop, you were right. Like, I should have done it this way. I made it hard on myself. So I would say, yeah, listen to the ones that have been there, that have come before, because they have nothing but a wealth of knowledge that most people would pay for. So if you're lucky enough to have that kind of mentor in your life, accept everything they have to say.
Thank you, man. All right, what's your writing process like? Do you write sober?
Yeah, for the most part I do. I have written while intoxicated and then thrown it in the trash the next day because it didn't make any sense. Drunk Keith thinks he's a poet, but he is not. But yeah, mostly I write sober, and like, I don't know, my process, I kind of come up with a groove, or like I come up with a chord progression, and then I write to that. So I'll start kind of searching for a feeling, like what's this song supposed to be about? And then once you find it and catch that niche, kind of just ride the wave and see what happens. My go-to spot in Austin for food, I don't really eat out that much, man. I've been to a couple of places that were really good. Shameless plugs. Shout out to Lonnie Sliders over at Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't have a favorite place, but I'm always curious. And like, I always like just randomly walk up on spots. But like, I've never been to a bad food truck here either, though. Like, I never had a bad taco in Texas, man. But like, when I got here, I didn't know what real tacos were, and then I found out real fast that I've been missing out. So any taco truck is my go-to in Austin. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say like there's something missing in today's music. It's different, man. Like, it's generational gaps. You know, like generation before us had something different. Generation before that had something different. So like, it's that thing where either you like it or you don't, man. Like, I don't think it's really missing anything. It's just different, you know, because music's gonna be music. It's always gonna be around. Yeah, no. Some of his music is a little out there. I don't really get down with the mumble rappers, but you know, at least they doing music, man.
Right.
I can't hate them for that. Whenever like the world opens back up, I think music's kind of like taking a pacifier from a baby. That baby don't really want that pacifier until you take it from him, and he say, "Oh, I want it." So now people don't have a lot of music; they appreciate it a lot more. And I've never seen people so excited to see like live bands play again. And it's like that thing you take for granted until it's gone. And now, oh yeah, like I think that they're gonna be like record ticket sales for all these bands because they miss them so much. You can't take someone away that they love for too long without them like being ready, chomping at the bit to see it again. So yeah, music's like a pacifier, man. Take that pacifier from that baby, they start crying.
That's a good way to put it.
I know there's some things that I've learned from like being behind the scenes in music business, and like all your favorite artists, just because they're famous does not mean they're rich. It's like, just because you got popularity does not mean you got like money in your pocket. Man, I saw like a buddy of mine was supposed to open up for Sister Hazel or something. This is after they were like falling off and everything, and they wanted him to open up acoustic. He's like, why do you want me to open up acoustic for a full band setup? Like, that just don't make sense. He's like, why not just let me bring my band? And he's like, well, you'd have to pay us to play with your full band. He was like, what? He was like, yeah, you're using our name for popularity. I was like, using who name? Sister Hazel? Use me. I was like, it's 2016. I was like, are y'all still a thing? But yeah, the music business is wild, man. When you get down into the business side of it, because I was always just so hungry to play. I never thought about the business side of it, but I had to learn and fast.
You feel like it's been a pretty rocky road, like going through it or learning, what the music business is all.
Kinda. I think I got my. It's kind of been a rocky road, but not really. I was lucky enough to have some people in my corner that knew what they had come from this type of situation, so they knew things and could help me navigate the waters. My first real, dealing with the music business was signing that. I signed an American Idol contract. I made it through Hollywood, and I signed this thing's like thick, man. And I was like, I don't want to read all this. I'm just gonna sign it. And luckily, my dad was like, hold up. Just make sure ain't nothing in there that you gonna trap yourself in. And I can't really talk about it, but like there were some things in there I was like, this is sketchy, man. I made it to Hollywood Week, but I got kicked off the show, unfortunately. I had some stuff that I had to deal with. So they gave me a plane ticket and sent me on my way. But yeah, it was a fun experience. It was a little strange, like the whole like competition type of thing was like foreign to me, because there was so many like really talented people that didn't even make it through, and I was like, man, do I deserve to be here? But I figured it out real fast. And then when I got back, I started realizing like some of the contractual sides of music, because I never really dealt with that besides like the small time bar and like venue stuff. So I dove into like learning the music business so that I didn't get myself caught up in something that I shouldn't be in. I play a couple different places, man. One of my big places I've been playing since COVID is Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, and I play at Rustic Tap. I run a singer-songwriters round on Mondays there. I play at Pollard Yard, Idle Hands, Eisenhower's, just anywhere, man. They hit me up and I come running. Enjoy being independent, but like if something happens and like I put an album out there and somebody wants to collect it or absorb it, yeah, if it's the right move for me businessly and financially, of course I'll take it, man. Most musicians work to that point. They want to be able to sustain their living doing what they love. So if somebody offers me that, then yeah, I'll take it. But it'd have to be like on my terms. Like I wouldn't sign anything that was like doing me dirty. A lot of people have, and it's ended up bad for them. You can find me at Keith Sanders Music or the Dirty Bandanas. And on Bandcamp, you can look up Brother Thunder. I think we got some stuff out there. Yeah, that's about it though, man. I'm working on albums and stuff now, so I don't really have anything out there on Spotify. Sorry. But I'll make it happen. I promise. Hardest part of leaving is the ones you leave behind. But I gotta leave this place for my own peace of mind. Don't you cry for me, 'cause I'll be back again someday. I'll catch that same cool breeze and I'll float your way. Wanna catch a cool breeze and float away from here. I wanna catch a cool breeze and float away. Sometimes wanna catch a cool breeze and float away from here. Wanna catch a cool breeze and float sometimes. Got my bags packed and I'm ready to leave. I kissed my mama twice, once on each cheek. Said, mama, don't you worry, 'cause your boy is now a man. I try to make you proud of me, I do the best that I can. I wanna catch a cool breeze and float away from here. I wanna catch a cool breeze and float away sometime. Wanna catch a cool breeze and float away from here. I wanna catch a cool breeze and float away sometime.